Ready.
Hey, Addicts, welcome to. Whoa. Now, on my Focusrite, it did go red. Should I worry about that, even though
Nope.
Audacity looks good?
All that matters is Audacity.
Okay. Hey, Addicts, welcome to the podcast. This is Android App Addicts, episode number 494. We are podcasting live on a Thursday. It's just myself, Eric Ardini, the manager, and the Door-to-Door-Geek, Steve McLaughlin. How you doing, Door?
Welcome to 2018, Eric. Hope you had a peaceful, pleasant New Year.
I did. I had a basement full of teenagers. I took it really easy. I didn't do much personally, just kind of hung out upstairs and ignored and just stayed out of the way.
I was hoping you were going to say that you left the house. I
No,
wouldn't want to be anywhere around that.
well, it wasn't too bad.
No, Eric, please, when we're done the show, look up these two words: plausible deniability.
Oh no.
Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think we're right. We did just pass a new anti-harassment ordinance at the city, though, so we're covered by the new state statute.
Okay.
Well, we have Dennis Hastert was our state representative, and he was Speaker of the House. And
What the hell does that mean to anybody outside of your area?
Well, he was the next one in line if the president and vice president got shot.
Oh, okay.
And he sexually abused dudes at a college.
So he was perfect.
High school.
So he's your normal politician? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. So Illinois had to pass some new law that we all had to pass to make sure everybody, does the right thing. So here we are. We're doing the right thing.
Alrighty.
Because doing the right thing didn't come naturally before, so now we have to pass a law to make sure we do.
Well, you do know why Chicago was originally named the Windy City, correct?
No.
Had nothing to do with the actual wind.
It is windy there.
No, it's actually like the number 8th windiest city in the U.S. It's not windy at all.
It's still windy.
Because the politicians wouldn't stop blowing hot air. That's why it's called the Windy City, because it was the most corrupt for politicians city in.
So it was. It's not. So we're good now, right?
Oh yeah. Don't look any deeper. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we're fine now. It's all good.
Yeah. For New Year's Eve, since it's a double dipper, I guess for us, it's New Year's, but it's also my wedding anniversary. Me and the wife went to Fogo de Chao. On our anniversary, we always go to a nice place, and by a nice place, it's the kind of place I don't want to go the rest of the year because it's too expensive. But we took the kids for a change, and it thankfully was half price for each of them because otherwise, not good. And the kids absolutely loved it because of my diet. It was very easy to stay low carb, low sugar because it's a Brazilian steakhouse buffet. And so it's nonstop, all you can eat meat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was the food worth it then?
Oh, really good. I mean, if you like lamb, chicken, sausage, steak, you're in there. You're going to get the best of the best.
I've only had lamb once, and that was on an Amtrak train on the way to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
The biggest downfall to lamb is I think it's the most sensitive to cooking. Where beef, with the right seasoning, yeah, it's all good. Lamb, if it's not cooked right, just isn't good. I was blown away. My 9-year-old said his favorite of the whole night was the lamb.
Huh. No, I've had Heroes. Does that count as lamb?
If it's actually done with lamb, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I've had lamb more than once then. I lied. Typical politician from Chicago. Sorry about that, everybody. Maybe we'll pass a law about that.
If that was what I think it was, somebody might get spanked tomorrow.
What? Oh, yeah?
I thought I heard a kid. Yeah, I mean, except for that, I had, I guess, a normal, okay, New Year's Eve. Listening to a lot of the pre-CES hype. The only thing most of the people can agree on is there's going to be virtually no phone news whatsoever. Seems like most of the phone companies keep their things for Mobile World Congress, which I believe happens in a month or two. But everyone is expecting there to be a unbelievable girth of assistance, smart this, smart that,
Hmm.
more things to listen to you and, play music, I guess.
Is Microsoft going to bring their dual screen phone to CES?
Considering that was just publicly known as a patent, my guess is in the normal phone mechanics, it takes around 20 to 30 months for a phone to go from development to being a real device. If they were to bring anything to CES, it would be purely prototyping, and we wouldn't see it till next year.
Oh, well, then yeah, they'll bring it, show it off, and never bring it out.
Oh, well, and the only thing I'm sure of is doesn't matter. It would never be successful. It's Microsoft.
I might have a Microsoft app tonight.
Congratulations.
I know how you like those. Speaking of apps,
I mean, they're just bad. I've never seen one that does anything any good, unless of course they bought it from somebody else. They bought the company.
but they look nice.
Okay. That's one of those things there. We got to all learn the difference between beliefs and facts.
Oh, okay.
And
Vista looked nice, didn't it?
What?
With its arrow interface, Vista? It looked nice, it just didn't work.
No, I think it looked horrible. I think it looked like a bad cartoon.
What about the clamshell Apple laptops with the fluorescent or the
I think that
clearish blue?
I think that looked like a Fisher Price toy.
Okay. So that's not good though.
No, not if I was a kid, I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, hey, I was just talking about the renter who was trying to call. He just tried calling again.
Nice. Genius.
That's why we turn our phones down right before the show, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. So Brazilian steak, is it seasoned Brazilian-y?
In normal
Brazilian cows?
No, I'll say in normal meat fashion, the higher the quality of the meat, the less seasoning you need. So the sausages were well seasoned because they're sausages. If not, they taste like nothing. The steak, the beef parts had virtually no seasoning on it whatsoever. The chicken was definitely marinated. The bacon wrapped chicken was also definitely marinated. The lamb, I think, had something on it. I don't know. All I know is it was damn tasty.
Could you get fried chicken there? Was that on the buffet?
Hell no. Brazilians don't do no fried chicken, apparently.
I'm just wondering if they mix it up a little bit or if it's all authentic or whatever, Sometimes you'll get, even at a Chinese buffet, you'll get some French fries or tater tots in one of the bins.
Well, first off, the Chinese buffets, nothing about it is actually Chinese. It's Chinese American. Just like Mexican restaurants in America are not Mexican, they're Tex-Mex. The Brazilian, I'm sure, is not Brazilian. I'm sure it's Brazilian American hybrid to be more American friendly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got a place called Touch a Thai, which is a restaurant, not a verb.
Well, and to me, that would be a pretty appropriate name and description of restaurants in the U.S. For them to be truly authentic, most of the time they'll be immediately shut down by health code violations because other countries handle food completely different. Not bad, just different.
They did wait a long time. I mean, they have actual Taiwanese people who are Thailandese. What is it? Thailanders?
Taiwanese.
It's Thailand, not Taiwan.
Thai-ish? I don't know.
Anyway, they had to wait for a Thai. I'm going to call him a Thai. They had to wait for a Thai to come over to be the chef, and they couldn't get one for quite a while. Delayed the opening of the place. Gotcha. But she's really cool. She's nice. She cooks some good food.
Oh, that definitely helps.
Speaking of addictions,
I was going to say, except for food, what else have you been doing? But good.
Well, ever since about 6:00 tonight, when I saw Google Hangouts, or was it an email? Whatever. Door. The show is called Android App Addicts, but we don't always have to go all the way. My first app tonight is BB-Tan 2 by 222%. DoorToDoorGeek said, "Hey, Eric, look at this." So guess what's installed on my phone? Another BB-Tan. So I went all the way through the first level up to the bonus round. I didn't jump up to the second level because I didn't have that much time. It is similar to the old BB Tan. For some reason, the BB Tan weird alien dude is locked up in jail, and you got to bust him out of jail in all the levels I've played so far. If you're a BB Tan fan, or if you like the app called Balls with a Z, this is right up your alley. Same kind of thing. All the hit points on squares, you hit them with a ball, and squares go down at hit points until you knock them out. And yeah, so don't expect any more game apps. I've been bringing a lot of game apps, so don't expect any more for a while because I'm just going to be stuck on this one for a game. And then maybe I'll have another intervention. We'll get rid of this game app, and I'll move on to something else.
Well, here's the question. One, there's no video for it in the Play Store, which means it's obviously of a higher grade, higher quality. It's by 111%, 11 percentage sign. Who are the same people who did, I believe, at least one or two of the other BB Tan games.
All of them.
All of them. Okay. Well, yeah. 146 reviews, 4.4 average reviews, updated January 2nd, 2018, between 10,000 and 50,000 installs, version 1.0.3. So it's still new.
Very new. Yep.
It does have in-app purchases from $1.99 to $139.99.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
Dang, that's crack price.
That is. Here's the real question I have. Is this a point release? Would you say this is nothing more than a enhancement of what you've played in the past? Or do you think this is some kind of definite like reimagining new thing going on type of game? And if you've never played any of these before, I mean, how would they even understand what the hell this game is?
You could it holds your hand through the first levels. You could easily start with this game and never play any of the other ones. As far as a point release, I would say maybe. I mean, they've all the BB Tans have the same, dynamic behind them. This one, they do add a couple, little things like rockets that you can use instead of just a ball. They've kind of taken it to the next level. Yeah, and it's not so much a game where you're going to play for a week straight on the same game. This one is a lot of smaller mini games, and then you kind of work through levels more. So I guess it would be a 2.0 because none of the other ones worked that way before. They weren't different rounds like this one is.
Gotcha. And it says about playing with friends. At least in one of the screenshots, but nowhere in the features section does it mention anything about that.
I haven't seen that. I haven't played the game much. And I don't have much for friends, so that would be kind of neat, I guess.
Well, here would be a good feature for at least some Android users. Save your play on the cloud so you can save progress, nuke and pave your phone, and be right back where you were without root or anything else.
That's something you never needed to worry about before, unless you wanted to save your high score, because that's all you were fighting against before. Now with it being levels, yeah, I can see where you need that.
Gotcha. Okay, very cool.
It was a pretty scary screenshot though with him. I don't know which one it is. It's like it's a big picture of the alien guy, and his eyes are like burning out. It's kind of weird.
Well,
I don't know if I like that. It looks like
Eric,
Superman with a bee.
I love you. I'm pretty sure almost everything you've brought at least once or twice a month has been pretty consistently weird, which then, because of that, would make it not weird. It would make it perfectly normal.
Yeah,
not weird.
Yeah, but when you're used to a lovable character and then all of a sudden he looks scary, it's hard to take. It's odd though when you bust him out of jail, he cries. I don't know, it's different.
Well, Tears of Joy, obviously.
Oh, that's true. Tears of Joy, yeah.
You can't assume his.
So here, if you guys liked BB Tan, BB Tan 2, it's only natural that you would have to download this and play it for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
thank you for the early heads up on this, though.
No, it isn't. No. I would just rather you hear it from me than just randomly, stumble across it. hopefully now as a team, we can move through this and we can regulate it properly, even though I'm an anti-regulation kind of guy.
I'm glad it didn't come out before the holidays.
Oh
So,
yeah,
that would have
good
been,
point.
I would have been over in my corner
So
the
your
whole
New
time.
Year's resolution: play more BB-tan. And this is how
Yes,
it goes
that's
from there.
easily. Oh yeah, yeah, great.
Okay.
That's super.
Right. Okay. What I'm going to bring next is something completely different. I just found this today. I just dabbled with it. I have to keep looking. I have to keep on this on my phone for weeks to even believe. If not, it's doing a good job. I'll say that. It is called Fluctuate. Fluctuate. Universal Price Tracker by Bunum Kalakak. I don't know. E for Everyone, 28 reviews, 4.1 average reviews, updated January 3rd, 2018, between 1,000 5,000 installs, version 3.0.6. In-app purchases between 99 cents and $5.99. I believe the in-app purchases just remove the ads or say thank you. This is a price tracker, and this is the one golden thing. Okay, I use Camel
Mhm.
to monitor Amazon prices, but there's a dirty trick they can do, which in the physical stores would be come out with the same item, but give it a new UPC number. So it would appear like a new item, even though it's the exact same thing that was there before. Um, so with Camel, I can only go to Amazon, get the URL of a very specific item, put it in Camel, and follow that one item. If they change UPC numbers in Amazon, I lose all history. Or if there's 2 or 3 items with the exact same name, I can't track them all at one time. I got to track 3 separate things. I'm hoping this will let me put in a name of something and track that instead of a unique identifier for each item, number one. And then it's just a question of just verifying over time if it's keeping up to date on what it's doing. The only thing that makes me hesitant and worry these days, because everybody is out for eyeballs, everybody is out for clicks. It's turning into a very dirty market out there. The big, for instance, is you have people putting up links in videos, in articles, masked with shortened URLs that go to Amazon links when in fact they actually have their affiliate code deep embedded into that link and you don't know it. You go there, then for the next 30 days, you're donating to that person. You don't even
Mm.
know it. Things like that are going on. And this has a buy now button inside the app. So the
Mm.
first thing I would do is open up this link in my Firefox Focus browser where every time it's launched, the cookies get cleaned. And I would examine the URL fully and see if it does have that affiliate link in it. And if it does, I would then, for all time in the future, anytime I open a link from here, I would open it up in Firefox Focus because I want to be utterly aware and actively support the people I want to support when I want to support them. I don't want it to be seemingly random.
Smart move. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad if they're making a decent app to throw them a bone either that way or with supporting them monetarily on the side.
Well, they're not going to do disclosure. Nobody does disclosure. In fact,
True.
everyone actively circumvents and lies about it. There's if the app, as soon as it opened up, would prompt and say, every time you access an Amazon link, we're going to insert our affiliate link. Are you okay with this? If they ask that question, I would hit yes, and I would open it up normally and spend my money. But they don't do that. Nobody does that. Nobody will ever do that. No one has ever done that. They won't do it.
I hear what you're saying.
I would
You
rather
know,
I'd rather just give them one-time dollar amounts.
so you haven't opened the app up yet?
I did, and there was no first-time thing I saw giving me notification of affiliate link. And when I see a direct buy now button for Amazon, 99% of the time it is, let's say, tampered with to include that affiliate link code.
Do you see a search where you can search by name in this app then, so where you can do a more generic search of like, say, if you had a model number and they had 3 different listings in Amazon for that same model number.
I only saw an add button. I didn't go through the entire process yet.
Okay. I had a little scare with Amazon. You know how last episode I talked about, leaving Amazon Prime and trying to save money and not spend so much money on Amazon and all this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I hit the unsubscribe button for Prime, and it's like, "Hey, what about your Prime photos? We've got 140 gigs of your stuff over here. Wouldn't you like to maybe do something with that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess so." So I started downloading them. So you can download your stuff, right? Almost like Google Takeout, but Amazon. And then one more reason why I'm running away from Amazon. Amazon makes it difficult to get your stuff back. They made it so difficult, I ended up paying them $50 to keep it for another year.
Oh my!
I can't do it. They make you download it in 5 gigabyte chunks. The download app that they have for it stinks. It's horrible. You can't download it's almost impossible to keep an idea of where you started and where you stopped downloading. And yeah, nothing can be over 500 files or 5 gigabytes at a time.
That is ridiculous, is what I'll say.
It is. And then so now I've got a downloads folder on my computer where I'm downloading all this stuff in 5-ish gigabyte chunks. And I would say I got 20 of them right now that say failed network error, and I got to hit resume, and hopefully they start downloading. And I have if that fails, I have no idea where in my list of files that one was. There's no real good demarcation because all it is an Amazon files.zip for
Okay,
each 5 gigabyte.
When you're browsing the interface to do downloads, can you view like hundreds or thousands of files on a single page?
No, it's a folder structure. It's the same way as I put it in there, I think.
And when you click to download, can you click to download a folder or individual files?
You can click to download a folder as long as that folder's doesn't have anything in it that's bigger than 5 gigs, or total isn't bigger than 5 gigs, or doesn't have more than 500 files on it.
And if it is more than 5 gigs, what happens when you try to download that folder?
It says error. This has got more than 5 gigs on it.
So then how do you download it?
So then you open up the folder and select less files individually.
So the files themselves are not clickable. You have to click like select, and then click download.
You can click one at the top, scroll down, hit shift and click, and it'll select all of them between the shift, to multi-click.
Okay. The one plugin I would ask you then to investigate is Down Them All. It used to be called Download Them All. I believe now it's just called Down Them All. Unfortunately, I believe it's a Firefox only extension. But if you go to that page, click Down Them All on your bar, it will basically scrape the entire page, find everything on the page that is downloadable, and you can literally just say download all, and it will one at a time. You can say only download 2 files at a time, so only download 2, and then when one finishes, it goes to the next one, and then when one finishes, it goes to the next one, and it keeps going down. That might be a way.
Okay.
I guarantee you there is some kind of browser plugin that directly circumvents this, because this sounds like an extreme shortcoming, the kind of shortcoming that really should have been fixed by them, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
As a user, it's the kind of shortcoming that says, hey, we're not playing nice with your data. Give us 50 more bucks, because you're going to be super frustrated and probably yelling at anybody who comes in the room with you for the next 3 hours while things aren't downloading. And then after all this, after I'm done downloading them all, if I get them all downloaded, if I get everything downloaded, which I have no way of knowing what is and what isn't downloaded.
Right.
If I get it all downloaded, then I get to go through and unzip every one of them to see what's actually in them all.
Well, here's a bet. Now is this on, I'm guessing, ACD, Amazon Cloud Drive?
Yes.
Okay, here's a horrible solution there.
Amazon Drive. That's what it's www.amazon.com. Yeah, cloud. Yep, you're right.
Amazon Cloud Drive Link Extractor. I've never seen this before. It's a 99-cent Chrome extension that you can download. It will scan the page that you're on and suck out all of the links and download them.
Kind of like what you're saying down a mall would do.
Yeah, but it wouldn't shock me if there is purposeful Amazon sauce on the page to purposely try to hide the links.
Yeah, I'll investigate this. See if it gets good reviews and stuff. If people are having luck with it, it'd be worth it. I mean, I did pay. I already paid the $50, so I've got a year to do it now. I don't have to rush into it anymore. I'm still going to cancel my Prime subscription, and now I'm going to feel less bad about doing it because of this issue.
Yeah, I'll say every service I've had this similar kind of issue, and to me, it's always a sign of a non-mature interface where you have to download stuff in big blocks or upload stuff in big blocks and then come back. You have to maintain meticulous accountability of where you're at each time, or else it's very easy to either double download or to skip entire sections. So somebody has had to figure some kind of solution out.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's that. I feel like it's because I don't think it was nearly this difficult to upload this stuff. I put it all in a folder and it automatically uploaded everything in that folder.
Well, yeah, I've had tools where to upload isn't near impossible, but then to download is fine, or to upload is perfectly fine, but then to download is ridiculous.
It makes me feel bad. I just think that it's really a way to make sure you don't take your data somewhere else.
Jeff's a rich guy for a reason.
Yeah, I know. And the thing, I don't know. I feel the same way. Where am I going to go? I'm not going to take it to Dropbox. I feel they're the same thing.
Google, cheap.
I know.
$9 a month. You have what, a terabyte, 10 terabytes?
I don't know. I paid so much for the year. Yeah, I think it was like $10 for 10 terabytes. And yeah, that's where I'm going because my phone's Google. Everything's Google. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get the sore taste in my mouth from them someday too. But.
Or you can get a mini computer like a Odroid XU4, install own cloud on it, go to a site service like No IP, register for free, get a domain name, point it to your home WAN, and then just buy a hard drive. Then the problem just becomes, what if your house catches on fire?
Yeah, see, that's my whole thing. I wouldn't mind just putting it all. And in fact, there's a feedback thing. I'm like, Amazon, could you please charge me $100 and just mail me a USB hard drive with all this stuff on it? Why wouldn't they just do that? Offer that service. They could sell an extra hard drive to everybody. But then, I got to hope the hard drive stays good.
I'll say the only philosophy I can tell you with absolute assuredly what Amazon does is hire as few people as possible. They want as few warm bodies as possible everywhere, and that would require a warm body.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see what.
There is no perfect solution. I will say that. But two, if you want to entertain the idea of an own cloud, Eric, there is possibilities of us, if you want, having a federated system to where hypothetically I have a 250 gig hard drive here. You have a 250 gig hard drive here. 120 gigs of your drive is mine. 120 gigs of my drive is yours. And we basically cross-pollinate our files. So we would have to have disasters at both houses to actually lose all the data.
And we're duplicated, like raid drive across the country with each other. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, I'll say I believe it works. I've never actually set one up, but I believe you can have federated Nextcloud instances or federated own cloud instances, which will do that.
Well, maybe that would be a good reason for us to get into the Nextcloud that people have been telling us to do for so long, and just to dip our toes in the Nextcloud, even though own cloud's working just fine.
Own cloud's working just fine, and I got a real nice guy in Now I'm not sure. I think it's in Florida. You sent me a box.
Richard Hughes?
No, another Richard Klein. Inside the box is a barely used Banana Pi Pro with a SATA port for me to try to upgrade my system. So I have the hardware here.
Low miles, slightly used.
Doesn't matter. I've had this Banana Pi Pro that's running for virtually 3 years straight with zero non-planned downtime is the way I put it.
Yeah, no, it's been a trooper. We use it for everything. It's great, great product. Well, let's see. I'm going to bring an app. Since we're talking about things that suck, I'm going to bring this app from Microsoft. Even though I don't know if it sucks yet. I haven't used it enough. I think when we're together next month, we'll get a chance to use it. That doesn't look like a good link. Let me try that. Nope, it is. Okay, so this is called Outings. Discover Beautiful Places by Microsoft Corporation. Travel and local. Rated E for everyone. It's got 29 great reviews. 4.4 stars. And it's been around for a lot longer than January 3rd.
Okay.
It's been around for long enough. It should have a lot more reviews, good or bad, by now. But nobody's really using the Microsoft stuff, I guess. So basically, it's like if you're in an area, you open this app up and it kind of shows you pictures of things to do around you that are cool to do.
Okay.
And beautiful pictures of the things. I don't know.
Well,
build your bucket list. See what's now. It's personalized for you. You can discover new places. It's called Outings. High quality travel stories about beautiful places from travel blogs and other places.
Okay. Really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there is a big difference between beliefs and facts. High quality travel stories. That's definitely not a fact. About beautiful places. Beauty is always in the eye of the beholder. From travel blogs, I'm going to throw up in my mouth.
What
searching for outdoor adventures. We're going to Orlando.
Yeah.
There's no outdoor adventure. There's probably no historical sites.
Okay,
city life.
I did
friendly activities. What Eric is this?
I did. Well, I like kids. I did look.
Check, please.
I did do an Orlando search, and basically it came up with Wonderworks, which looks like an upside down house, like a upside down White House, kind of thing, a tourist attraction. Orlando's full of tourist attractions. The Harry P. Lou Gardens. I'm sure it's 50 acres of roses, orange groves, and desert plants. Skeletons Museum of Osteology, more than 400 complete animal skeletons. Manila Museum of American Art. Tibet Butler Preserve, which is it's got natural scenery of Florida. And for some reason it gives me that Harry P. Lou Gardens, again, same picture, but now with a diverse plant collection, not just whatever it said the last time, 50 acres of roses. That's kind of weird. Lake Eola Park in the middle of downtown. Orlando Science Center, Gatorland, Orlando Museum of Art, twice now, right? Now, it did have the Orlando Eye, which gives you a spectacular view from what looks like to be a large Ferris wheel.
Well, we saw that, I think, in the when we were Google mapping going around. That looked like it was less than a mile from where we were staying.
Yeah, we might have checked that out.
One, I ain't driving nowhere.
No, we can't drive nowhere. We don't have a car.
Exactly. Two, more than likely, I will be honest with you. You suggest any of these places to me, I will tell you, when you're done, meet me over here at this bar.
Yeah.
Because I mean, without sounding dumb, Science Center, Baltimore Science Center, while I hate and despise this city and it's an atrocious pigsty of inhumanity, the Science Center is one of the best. That's what everyone
Oh,
else says,
Baltimore,
not me.
not the Science Center. Baltimore is.
Baltimore Science Center. Well, the Science Center is nice, but it's also the place where my dad got falsely accused of police assault, and then little did the people who accused him know there were actually cameras watching him, and my dad not only got vindicated for it, but the other persons had to serve 3 months in jail because their claims were so false.
At the
Um,
Science Center?
at this right in the parking lot of the Science Center, yeah. Um, when I'm going to Orlando for a
Yeah.
podcast conference, I don't want to see no flowers or garden. And now in Portland, we did. It was different because that was Martin Obando, the local, the native.
Yeah. No,
The
I'm not gonna
guy
go. I've got a rose bush. I'm good on roses.
Right. The guy who couldn't pump his own gas up until a couple of days ago.
Isn't that funny?
It was great. He took us around and he showed us some of the gems that no one knows unless you live here, kind of thing. And of course, one or two
Right.
of them other people knew about, but we had no idea.
Right.
That's different because that's a friend taking time out of his day, showing us part of his life. But for me and you to just randomly walk up, I'm from Baltimore, you're from the Chicago area. What kind of flowers you got here?
If Cherubino pulls us aside and says, "Hey, this flower eats animals, like you feed cats to it or something," which Steve would never show us a cat eating plant.
Oh, if he would, it would just be to stay away from it.
Yeah, that's true. I would go look at that though. They do have the Titanic artifact exhibit. Okay. Yeah, anyway. If you're a traveler and you need pictures of stuff around you. What?
I don't know if they have the board that the girl didn't let the guy come up on, and so he drowned and turned to ice.
The experience invites visitors to explore history in a replicated environment, complete with actors portraying famous characters aboard the doomed vessel.
Oh,
17 gallery interactive museum. I'm thinking, I bet you that board is the whole play of that little scene you just played out in our minds. Is probably it's probably recreated.
I have to believe they're about as talented as what Bill and Ted were in the movie. Like, oh, righteous dude, you're drowning. I mean, we're talking Orlando here. This is not the hub of theater.
Don't worry, Scro. Boats always tilt to the side like this.
Right, exactly. No, I will pass. And if you even show me a Microsoft app on your phone when we're down there, I love you. I will smack your phone out of your hand.
I would expect no less. I expect no less.
And I'll say this, the app doesn't look bad, but just because of that, I guarantee you they didn't make it.
Yeah, that's a point.
They bought it. Other people made it. They bought it and said, hey, look what we did. It's totally awesome.
Well, yeah. Yep.
And Google does have a trip app built in that I always have installed. I only use a little bit. There's been multiple studies that show if you take pictures of where you go, you will remember it less.
Right.
Because the instant you take that picture, you give your brain okay, you don't have to remember this because we have a picture. So your brain does. It just happens. So when I go on trips, I purposely don't take any pictures. I mean, ever. I don't try to document where I'm going. I don't try to over plan where I'm going either. I like to say, what can we discover? So when we're down there, I might literally just turn on my phone and say, okay, Schmoogle, show me points of interest. And it will show me within like 2 miles, interesting places. And we'll look at it. And if we're bored, we'll say, well, this ain't far. This sounds okay. And then go check it out. But to actually plan it out or take suggestions from Microshaft.
Yeah, cool places that have beer would be just a fine Google search.
I would expect half of the places they suggest either don't exist anymore, they give you the wrong address, they've turned into dens of antiquity, or they're like now clinics offering shots for tetanus and gonorrhea or something. I don't.
Dens of antiquity?
Dens of antiquity. It's an old Bible term for a place where you go rent a lady for a short period of time.
Well, I got to say, the chat room's not a real big fan of this app, so we should probably move on. They've Yeah. They're talking about things they would and wouldn't do with this app that has nothing to do with installing it.
Okay. Well, the app I'm going to bring, I really want to talk about. So, just get a conversation started about this. Okay. It's called Haven Keep Watch Beta from the Guardian Project. E for everyone, 1,371 reviews, completely free to download, no in-app purchases, no in-app ads, 4.0 average reviews, updated December 29th, 2017, between 100,000, 500,000 installs, current version 0.1.0 beta 5.
Is this the Snowden app?
Okay. It says it's offered by the Guardian Project, yet all the postings I saw said Ed Snowden wrote an Android app. Okay. Which I first stop and think, when was Edward Snowden a programmer?
Yeah.
From everything I saw, he wasn't a programmer. He was an admin. Admins aren't programmers. Programmers are not admins.
He's had some time on his hands for the last couple of years, though.
Don't care.
And probably internet access.
Nobody, the first time out in security programming, is going to make something that's actually secure. This is not Major League Baseball. This is not Ken Griffey Jr. first at bat home run. This does not happen in the security field ever. It never will happen. Security is much, much more complex than standing there and hitting a ball. Okay. Security is an unbelievably complex moving target. You have to know the history and the future of where security is going to have any idea on how to make something actually secure. If he wrote anything, I will never install it on my phone because, as far as I can tell, he has no experience writing anything except for email. So this app will never get installed on my device, number one.
Well, and you may not be able to trust him because he worked for a company and he kind of turned on him, or company, government, whatever.
Well, I don't care.
Not saying that he did the wrong thing, but.
Well, I'll say this equally, Eric. I don't care who wrote it. If it's a first timer, I don't care. I don't trust it. The only way I trust this app is if the source code is open and it's independently audited by a third party that I have previous relationships with or know about, or people I trust have relationships with and know about, and they give it a very clean bill of health. But this kind of app, number one, will kill your phone. Okay? It's meant to spy. You take an old phone, you set it in a secure area, then you turn the app on, it leaves the mic on, the camera on, the sensors on, it leaves everything on. So it will destroy your phone with overuse. It will destroy your battery. It will cause your phone to overheat and everything else.
But it's an old phone that is not doing anything anyway.
Well, that's why this is an extremely incompetent use. This is like taking a rubber band up to a batter's box and saying, I'm going to hit a home run with it. You're using the wrong tool for the wrong use case.
Well, okay, so is it better in your drawer doing nothing? Or could it be out here? It could monitor your dog if you want to just see what your dog, or listen to it yip or something.
It's better to use as a couch computer, or it's even better if you take all of your AKA smart devices, all your stupid spying, prying Alexa, Google Home devices, you put them on an isolated network away from your banking activity, away from your social activity, away from your email activity, away from your viewing habit activity, away from everything on its own network. Then you take that old phone, you connect it to that old network, and you use it as a controller mechanism for it. That's a much better use case and will make you much more secure than this app ever possibly could. Anyone who blindly trusts Edward Snowden is just as foolish as the people who instinctively said he needs to be shot in the head.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So when I heard about that, I'd never looked into this app at all. I just kind of glazed it over, the Edward Snowden app. Okay, whatever. So I figured it was some kind of an app, just on my own, not knowing anything. Thought that it would be an app that would watch your phone for suspicious activity, packets moving in and out when you don't want them to. That's what I thought it was going to be. But I do like the second screenshot where it says turn an extra phone into a motion, sound, vibration, and light detector, watching for unexpected guests and unwanted intruders. I have a Galaxy like S3 sitting around. Yeah, the Galaxy S3. I got a huge battery pack for it. I could leave it plugged in the whole time. Just let it sit somewhere, watch my dog. I mean, I wouldn't mind watching my dog or whatever, with it. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to, lock my fortress down with this app, thinking that that's what the end all be all of security for my house. But if I've got an extra thing laying around and I can turn it off when I get home or whatever, I'm down with that. I think I'm going to install it on. It's a great use case for an old one just sitting around doing nothing.
Actually, it's not. All this is an IP camera, and it has the ability to access extra sensors. Anybody who's tried to use Android devices for IP cameras in the past has quickly found out everything in that phone is designed for that camera to not be on long periods of time. So go ahead and do this. Don't expect the phone to last a week and a half.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, that's fair. Now, as far as being new though, this developer has been around quite a while. They've got
Well, then my guess is if Snowden developed this, this is not a developer. The Guardian project is nothing more than a gateway, a hub, a publisher, if you will.
They've got 7 other apps in the store. That are all around the same kind of thing. This app just wraps up their little parts together. They got ObscuraCam, Checky, Location Privacy.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before.
I haven't either. But they've only got 7 apps, so that's probably why we haven't. I don't know. I'll give it a try. I'm always looking for a use for. What I really still want to use for is old Android TV boxes. But this will be good for a use for an old phone, though.
Okay.
I don't have a Ring doorbell, so I can't see who's at the front door.
Oh, well, you can always look at the peephole, but
I don't know. I've never had luck with like the no IP thing logging into any IP camera I've had before. Anyway, just keeping that going. I don't have a static IP address, and I'm not smart enough to figure that out.
If you want an IP cam, literally, you can get a Raspberry Pi Zero if you can actually get one. That's one of the things. For $5, you can get a Raspberry Pi camera for less than $6. You get a battery pack, $25. And because here's one of the things. I cannot find out, and I'm not installing this app because I don't trust it. I'm going to guess if I'm breaking into your place and I see a phone sitting right next to it, first thing I'm doing is powering the phone off. Okay, so guess what? You're not going to get any more data off of it. If I really am mad, I will crush the phone and break it. And I'm going to guess that this is not uploading your content anywhere. And I don't see in any of the screenshots how you actively monitor it.
So it's just recording it for you to look at later.
That's what I'm guessing, which, to be honest, makes it completely pointless. This is like having a video doorbell, and to view it, you got to walk up to your door. I mean, I understand how that could be useful, but it's misleading. It's not helping you protect anything. If someone breaks into your house, they see the camera, they take the camera off, all the evidence is gone.
So it could be a one-off thing. Say, hey, you think somebody's breaking into your house or walking through. You see foot tracks through your yard every Tuesday when you come home from work, and you just you just want to set it up and see who's walking through my yard. You could install this, set it up for a day, come back, and then see if it triggered or not. I don't know. I don't mind it. I think it's. I mean, I don't know where Snowden even would come into this at all, but it seems like an okay app. I mean, if you didn't say the Snowden part, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of neat.
Well, I'm partially thinking everything is a lie. Snowden had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, that's just a PR.
And these people said, hey, Ed, can we say that you helped to develop this? Because you gave us ideas for it, but you didn't actually code anything because you're not a coder. In fact, you can't even get glasses that fit right. But you're not even a coder. But can we say you helped develop this? And then once someone says they helped develop this, other people then say, "Oh, Ed Snowden developed an app."
It
And
doesn't.
that's what I believe happened. The articles that were published said Ed Snowden wrote an app. My guess is he literally had nothing to do with this except say, "Oh yeah, that that sounds cool." And like you could like monitor the sensors too, and or something like that. So they connected his name to it.
It doesn't. It doesn't say what country they're in.
I know.
But if they're in our country, they could probably use his name and not really care that what he says, because he's not going to come over here to, bring him to court over it or anything, and meet him at the courthouse or anything.
Yeah, I mean,
They're safe there.
I've never heard of them before. I go to their website. I still cannot tell anything about them. They do not tell me who's paying for this website. They do not tell me anything about them. This almost seems like, 6 months from now, 8 months from now, there's going to be an article. If you installed this app, turns out it was spying on you. I don't know.
Well, you never know about that. That's
These
possible.
days, you never know, is what I'll say. I only trust these kind of things when they come from truly trusted platforms or independent auditors that I know about or heard about in the past give it their sign of a um a approval. I don't trust anything that says it's secure. I don't trust anything that says in in um in encryption or anything like that until I hear somebody else say it, because I do not have the ability to look at the application and tell if it's true or not.
Josh in the chat room says that it uploads your data to Amazon, so you'll never get it back.
Wah, wah,
I
wah.
like, if you guys haven't joined live and you like listening to the show, you should really hang out in the chat room during the show. It's fun.
Well, and it isn't like I purposely wanted to rail that hard against this. I really just wanted to bring up questions because I don't see any definitive thing about this app except it promising all kinds of stuff, and it looks like a glorified IP cam because it's not an IP cam because it only records locally. I don't know.
I'll install and let you know.
I don't know. I keep thinking I could use Servers Ultimate to develop something better myself in 8 minutes or so and not need this app.
Door. Speaking of other people you love, I've been reading. I mentioned this to you. I've been reading not the autobiography, but the biography of Elon Musk lately. Halfway, probably 3/4 of the way through the book. It's a good book. I've learned a lot. I'm really more impressed with
What
Elon
did he
Musk.
actually do in PayPal? Tell me one thing he actually did in PayPal.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Exactly.
That was an early chapter.
I've never heard anything actually definitive and absolute about anything he actually did at PayPal except he became rich off of it.
He made a ton of money off it. Yeah, that's what he did.
Well, that doesn't tell me nothing. For all I know, that means he poisoned another guy and he said, "I made this." I don't know.
Yeah, I know there's some of that. I mean, not poisoning, but yeah, there's other people crediting. Anyway, so he owns not only Tesla but SpaceX, and this app here is called.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was trying to think because there's X Prize, which is where he got the name for SpaceX. That's the place where you like dare yourself to beat impossible challenges, and if you're able to do it, you get money.
I think he won one of those prizes from that.
That sounds right. That does sound right. So yeah, he owns SpaceX, the company trying to make things.
Didn't he have the like the capsule that carried people that had the round windows all over it in weird odd places? It's like unevenly distributed windows. It's like weird looking. I don't
know. It's like the turbo tunnel or whatever.
Anyway, he's now successfully launching rockets and landing them with SpaceX, which I every time there's a launch, I watch it. I think he uses webcams amazingly to let everybody see it. It's an amazing time to watch this. I never thought I'm like, why are we going back to rockets? Like we had a freaking
Well,
space shuttle, an
I
airplane
know.
that flew up there and came back.
But here's the thing. We need more than rockets. Rockets are antiquated. Rockets are slow. Rockets require a lot of fuel. The fuel is really heavy. We need something better than rockets if we want to take anything seriously with any kind of travel, any distance away from our planet.
Seems like we went backwards, but
Yeah.
now
Well,
he
and that's
does.
the thing. The big Falcon that just stood upright.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funny because if you take a look at the Saturn V, which was back in the 70s, was literally like twice as tall as it, 3 times as like strong as it, and that was 40 years ago. So his big rocket really isn't that big.
Well, it
But
doesn't need to be.
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Is your button bigger than? No,
I don't
is your
have
enter button big? Anyway, so he doesn't have to be. The one thing I did learn about SpaceX is he kind of like Tesla started a car company from the ground up. He wasn't.
well,
He didn't know much about rockets either, and
he doesn't know much
basically,
about cars either. He's having big ass troubles trying to even deliver. He can't.
the guy almost lost everything a few times. But
Oh,
here,
yeah.
he's using actual computers that are fairly modern in these things, so they don't have to be as huge. They're more efficient. That's how they can land themselves. All the other rockets by NASA and Russia and China, they're still using 30-year-old computers in them.
Oh, yeah.
They're programmed that way. He's using new stuff. Um, it is his intention to colonize Mars.
Yeah.
He has every intention to do that.
Please don't hold your breath, Eric.
He's got a Tesla Sportster or whatever, the little small car.
Tesla 3.
Yeah, it's ready to go. He's going to launch that in orbit around Mars.
Yeah.
He's got to have something to drive when he gets there, right? Might as well have it there. Anyway, this app is called Space Flight Simulator.
Easy for you to say.
I've got a lot of simulation games this week, or simulation things. It's a real super simple game. You just build a rocket and launch it and see if you can get it beat your own score, getting higher into outside of the orbit or whatever, as far off as you can before it falls back to Earth.
Okay, well, the obvious question is, if you've played this, how often has your stuff had catastrophic failures?
Well, the first time I didn't even have it built correctly, and it said, "There's no way this thing is going to work. Do you want to launch anyway?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I couldn't even get the engines to light. Now the second time was fairly successful. The third time, I forgot to attach. I had I did like the new Falcon 29 rocket or whatever, with the 3 stages, 2 on both sides and a big one in the middle, and I forgot to attach them side stages to the main rocket. Yeah, so they just fired off and fell right over.
Yeah, that's
And
entertaining.
that was my biggest crash so far.
Well, yeah, because I asked because logically, if this was easy, we would have been doing this in the 1800s or 1700s. This is really complicated, and the window of success is teeny tiny, really small. So I would expect there to be a lots of explosions or failures or something like that. I will say I like the idea of showing people the depth of breadth of how far like the earth is to the moon alone, because that's not close. I really like the idea of showing people that landing in the video, at least, is way too easy. The simple fact that he has a rocket that can separate and the lower half come back and land in virtually the exact spot he wants it to is near amazing. The only reason I say it's near and not totally amazing is because he's done it repetitively, so it can't be amazing. Look at the definition of the word. It's awesome. It's cool. It's hard. He has that pretty much down, which is awesome.
Yeah,
But it's nothing about this is easy. The one thing he said he learned, which showed me the initial comprehension of what it actually meant to shoot things up that high, was what he found out early on in the math was you're never perpendicular to the ground. When you shoot anything into space, you never shoot perpendicular to the ground. It's too complex. It's too hard. It requires too much fuel. And the only reason I know this, Cape Canaveral, Florida, space shuttle launch, 1994, maybe 95, working midnight shift by the Baltimore Harbor Tunnel. Midnight shift, literally midnight shift, like getting there at midnight, working till 6, 8 in the morning. And I was told by my dad, look up at 12:30 or 1:30 in the morning, look south into the bay, into the sky, look up and just stand there for 5 minutes and keep looking up. And I did. And I saw a dot in the sky go over my head and go straight to the north. And I'm like, what the hell was that, Dad? He said that was the space shuttle.
Huh.
Launch from Florida, and it doesn't go up because it's much too hard. You have to take it in a gradual increase parallel to the Earth. The real orbit is you're going sideways fast enough that when gravity's pulling you in, you're already outrunning gravity going around the curvature of the Earth. So when you're up a little bit, in reality, very little bit, orbiting the Earth, you're actually going parallel as most of your force, not perpendicular to the Earth. And he said that was unbelievably hard to get right in the very beginning.
Yeah, I can. It would be. I mean, the rocket scientists, because they're smart.
There's a reason why the phrase is, well, that's not rocket science.
Yeah,
Because
I don't think I'm going to get tired of watching rockets land for a while. I mean, at some point I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay, they landed another rocket, but it's going to be a dozen or so more before I'm really tired of watching that happen.
yeah, I'll say I'm listening to one podcast right now. If you've ever heard of the movie Paper Towns, the author of that book turned into a movie. He's a semi-successful young adult author, John Green. Him and his brother have a podcast called Dear Hank and John. And the running bet is one of them says Elon Musk will have people on or orbiting, I believe it is on or orbiting Mars by 2028. And the other brother bet no, he will never get that done. And the actual thing in the wager is if he doesn't make it, they're going to rename the podcast Dear Hank and John instead of Dear John and Hank. Because that's just a good
That's
bet.
edgy, man.
It's a good bet. And the one brother created a Twitter account called I think it is like Elon Musk instead of Elon Musk. It's like something, and all he does all the time is just say how he's not going to make it. He can't make it. This is too complex. But it's literally a friendly rib, and it's actually a kind of funny Twitter account, is what I'm going to say. But
I bet
I'm hard on Elon for one reason alone. He needs to prove that in 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, 80 years, people should know his name. That's what I really want for Elon Musk. I want in 60, 80 years from now, my kids, grandkids in school to be taught the name Elon Musk, because I would love him to be that impactful.
Yeah.
But creating an electric car is not going to do it.
If there's somebody
your solar panel company ain't going to do it.
Well, he bought into the Tesla car company too. I mean, it was not him.
No, that was his ground up.
No.
Well, he took his PayPal money and he built it up to what it is.
He joined some people and who were into electric cars. He was not into it at the time.
Well, he wasn't the guy doing the actual work. He was the guy that said, "I like the idea."
Yeah, I think if anybody that I can think of right now, other than presidents,
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates
is going to go down in history much more right now impactful than Elon Musk, because what he's doing to disease and suffering around the world is kind of unparalleled in the history of man.
I hope so. I hope so.
Time will tell. That's the whole thing.
Him, Steve Jobs, but I think Elon.
Jobs' day was going to be forgotten in a couple of years.
Yeah?
He did nothing. He literally did nothing. He was a salesman who wore a turtleneck and jeans.
Yeah, but everywhere's turtlenecks and jeans now.
No. In the eyes of history will look at him as a foolish man who was nothing more than a salesman who didn't believe in modern science and paid the ultimate sacrifice for it.
Druggy. Hippie.
Well, and a very stinky druggie in his young age, yes. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Apple did some magnificent things. He had very little to actually do with them, except threaten people's existence to get it done.
Hey, speaking of drugs, did you guys get a lot of snow today then? Where you're at?
Less than an inch. School was off though, so the kids were happy.
Nice. All right.
That's all that really matters. The kids were happy, right?
Yep. The snow days are good.
Yeah, sure.
Did you go to work?
I didn't want to. It turned out at 6 a.m. they enabled liberal leave, which means I can just call up and say I don't feel like coming in.
Liberal, not liberals leave. That'd be a fun thing. Hey, Blues, get out of here.
Yeah, no. Liberal means you can use any kind of leave on demand without prior approval. But I didn't know that until I was in the car with the wife, nearly got T-boned by a snow plow, and then figured out I didn't even have to be in this car.
Oh, what car were you supposed? Oh, because you had liberal leave.
Yeah, I could have been in bed asleep. But I went to work and it was pretty quiet, and yeah. Well,
all right.
I did one successful thing today. I got myself a couple monsters.
Like a case of them?
Mm-mm.
Just a couple?
Yeah.
Like a 2 for $3.50 deal at Casey's?
2 for $4 is the cheapest I can find them. I buy 10 packs at now my local Redner's grocery store. 10 for $12.99, I think it is.
Whoa, that's a deal, man.
Oh yeah.
Just white, or they have others?
White or citrus, sunshine, orange, whatever it's called.
Man, if you're listening to this show and you've never tried the Monster,
don't leave
sugar
them for
ones.
me.
Don't try them.
Don't try them. Leave more for me to buy. I don't want him.
Oh, yeah, white Monsters are great. Just the white sugar-free Monsters.
Yeah, and that's why I drink them. I drink this in water, nothing else, because there's 0 sugars, and in a whole can there's 4 grams of carbs. It's hard to beat that.
Yeah.
I had someone try to say, what about all the other stuff that's in it? What other stuff in it? You mean like caffeine? I kind of like caffeine.
What about taurine? It's got taurine in it. What's that? You don't even know what that is.
I don't need to know what it is. Do you know the number of chemicals that are in a banana? No, seriously.
No, I don't.
If any of those people who tell me about those ingredients, I send them the ingredients of a banana. And I just send them the ingredients. And I say, what do you think about this? Oh, that's horrible.
Would you drink that?
Dude, it's a banana. And then I show them, they're like, oh. I said, the only reason you fear this is because by law, they have to say the ingredients. A banana doesn't. Nor does a strawberry or an orange or an apple or a piece of steak. People are weird. But I like South Africans.
Yeah, they're pretty British. What do you got? What's your next app, Door?
Oh, okay. What I got next is let me just do a quick tap. Okay. 2 things I want to mention first is if you are a believer in archiving for history's sake, video games, the lineage of video games, the history of video games, here's the for instance I'm going to give you. Right now, you cannot buy the original Spy Hunter game on NES anywhere. You can't. You can only buy it in the resale market. If the creators of the game had the opportunity, they would make it illegal for you to resell the game because they only want new purchases. Thus, when you go into a store and you buy it, you're actually getting right now a very finite piece of history in your hand that no one can duplicate legally. And for you to actually experience it, you have to go buy the actual game. I'm a firm believer in documenting these things for history's sake. So in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, people can actually experience what it meant to play Pong, what it actually meant to play Super Mario Brothers, what it actually meant to play Duck Hunt, these kind of things. And not for piracy's sake, not because I want to pirate them, but because it's a legacy that needs to be taught. We need to understand the history of games, understand where games are at now, and then where games can go in the future, kind of thing. The guy who makes this emulator that I'm going to bring called Master Gear SMSGG emulator with his Sega Master System Game Gear emulator by Garage Research Emulators, $4.99. I hate the Sega Master System. I think it's a horrible console. The Game Gear maybe had 2 good games on it. I think it's a horrible system that sucked down batteries, like literally 2 hours of gameplay. You had to replace the batteries in it. But the guy behind this, the actual individual man behind this, has created some of the most epic, groundbreaking emulators in the history of emulators. So I bought this for $4.99 for one reason, to support him. If you go click through the developer and you go look at his website, you can see he's made more than a couple emulators. And I learned about this from a podcast or a YouTube channel called Retro RGB. Not family friendly whatsoever. Okay. But he often has people on the show, or he often goes into deep dives into the actual technical aspects of the old consoles or old arcade machines, and tells you how to take one of these old consoles, tweak it to get better results out of it, better colors, better refresh rates, different resolutions, even sometimes, and things like that. He tells you how you can mod things so you can, fully understand the full capabilities of these consoles. And everything he talks about is not for the sake of piracy. It's for the sake of wanting to document the history of these systems. Um, he he's the one who told me about this emulator, so I immediately went out and bought it. You got to support people who support you. I've used emulators in the past multiple times. I have never paid for them before Android. And it's about time I start paying for what I used in the past. So I went and bought it.
Does it have Chromecasting abilities where you can somehow get it onto your TV?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, maybe you don't. Maybe these games you don't want to.
Well, I mean, I'll say this. You can always use a Miracast, Mirra, if your phone supports it. But in that case, you don't need a Chromecast. You need something that supports Miracast. So you could always do that. The problem most of the time with projecting these onto a TV via Wi-Fi is it introduces some amount of lag.
Yeah.
It's hard to actually play them sometimes.
Now this emulator come with any of these free games?
No.
It comes. You don't have to go. So it's not just the emulator when you buy it.
There's
There's content.
No. They cannot give content with these games, or they will be immediately taken down and
arrested. It says one of the screenshots is a public domain game from SMSP or smspower.org.
So somebody did a custom ROM hack. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so I didn't know if like even like those ones were already on there just to give you something to go off of before you go searching.
It looks like there is a 3D demo and possibly, something going on. But if anyone's downloading these, they're downloading these because they want to play DuckTales Lucky Dime or something. One of those games that no one knows about because it was Sega Master System or Game Gear, and they really want to play it. What I encourage you is, if you want to support these kind of people, click on the developer, go through, and you'll see he's done Game Boy Advanced emulators, ColecoVision emulators, Texas Instrument calculators emulators, NES emulators, Game Boy emulators, Sinclair emulators. Oh my.
Oh yeah, the Timex Sinclair 1000.
Yeah, so you can choose how to support them. I just went and just bought this one just to buy it.
You know what?
Uh,
Instead of the Snowden app, you could just take an old phone that you got sitting in the drawer, install the emulator on it, and then install your TI calculator on it, and then you just saved yourself $10 because then you don't have to buy a $15 calculator.
well, some of those calculators are literally like 60, $80. So yeah.
Yeah. So and it probably won't steal your identity or spy on you or anything.
I would be incredibly shocked if this thing did anything except play the old games.
Right. No, I agree. Nice. The only screenshot that I really like is the one with the up in the corner. It's got a bunch. It almost looks like a centipede of 3D-ish balls. It's like 3D demo. That one.
Yeah.
That looks. I don't know if that's a game or not, but it looks.
It's just a
It's like an Amiga, like something I'd drawn on an Amiga back in high school.
It's just verifying the capability. So when you install this and you run that, you can verify that everything will run smooth on it. Because some emulators, you install them and they don't run great. So the logic is you pay money for this, you download this, you quickly run that, and if it runs fine, you should be able to run every Master System or Game Gear game with very little to no issue.
Hey, Dor, do we have time now to do our second sponsor of the night? First one was obviously Monster Energy.
Sure.
The second one,
have an email.
Second one is a great website and app that you can find great deals on. If you've listened to other podcasts, you might know what I'm about to say.
Don't even say it.
Dealnews.com.
Oh, okay. I like Deal News.
Yeah, Deal News had the only reason I brought it up is because I was wondering if you replaced your chair yet.
No, but miraculously,
what? You got the bounce chair?
No. See, I one time sat on both my knees and I bowed in a certain direction to it, and I said some magical, mystical words, and the spaghetti monster going around the dark side of Mars blessed me with the non-squeaky chair. And then as soon as I mentioned his name, damn.
Okay. Anyway, so Deal News had, and Deal News isn't a sponsor. We don't have any sponsors right now. We do have a Patreon. You should probably, throw us a couple bones so Dor can get a non-squeaky chair. Anyway, no, they had the Gaiam ball chairs on sale somewhere.
Oh God!
What? No, that's the one you need, man. You can bounce up and down like
no,
Cockrell.
No. Okay, I'm not 12. I don't need anything to encourage my ADD.
Good for your posture.
No, you know what's good for your posture?
Standing.
Not sitting down.
But if you have to sit, it's good for your posture. I had a dentist.
That's like saying, well, if you got to do heroin, you might as well. No.
Black tar, man. If you're going to do it. I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. I'd let it go. So you have a Deal News app. Is it the official dealnews.com Inc. shopping app?
No. I just want to let you know that the Gaiam chairs were on sale.
I don't care. I got the money. I'm getting ready to go to a trip in Podfest, Orlando. I got to save my money.
But they're on sale. Okay. Anyway, we do have an email.
Okay.
Jesse, he wrote us, and anybody else who wants to email us, where do they do that at? Mail@podnutz.com?
Podnutz.com. Same one it's been for like 490 episodes, Eric.
494. Hey, Dor, Eric, and Mark. Just a thought about the app to make bookmarks on your phone for apps like Facebook. And he's probably talking about the one you brought a couple
Hermit.
Hermit, yeah. Says, I do the same thing without an app on Chrome. If you log into whatever site like Facebook on the Chrome browser, then click the 3-dot menu and hit add shortcut to desktop, it will put an icon on your desktop. And my Facebook one actually has the correct F logo. You can later deny notifications of what you want from that website. Hope this helps.
Yeah, that definitely works. I will say Hermit has a couple other features. I'm not going to say Hermit's better because it's another app and most people don't want another app. I will say that. Hermit does have some nice features like built-in ad blocker, things like that. It does have some customization stuff like night mode. So you can have your regular Chrome look regular, but you can have this look night mode. And if you launch a web page, it won't overtake your Chrome browser. If you want less apps, it's much easier to use it in Chrome. Much easier to use it in Chrome. The only reason I'm using Hermit is I isolated my activity. Like some people have an iPad to watch Netflix and then a laptop to do work email. I have 5 browsers installed on my phone for different use cases. This is the one I open up Amazon links in. This is the one that I uh, go to podnutz.com in, go to amazon.com in. This is the one I use for Google Plus. This is the one that I use when I use Twitter. I have my task separated out. I'll say that. And real quick mention, the Google for Work thing, Zoke reminded me there's a easy way to initiate the Google for Work environment in your Android phone. Part of the problem with this is depending on the phone, there's different ways to get it started. The easiest way is to download an app we brought a while ago called Island, Island. The dirty secret is Island does nothing. Island is like an app that gives you shortcuts to deep features inside Android. So you simply load Island and say, I want to create a new island of Facebook Messenger. And then voila, it initiates your Google Work profile, has a Google Play icon, so a different Google Play store basically. And then it has that app that you chose isolated in Google for Home. That's how I first got my Google for Work initiated. So if you wanted to try that and keep your apps isolated from your normal Android activities, Island is a very easy way to do it.
Okay. I totally forgot about. I don't remember that one at all.
It was at least a month ago, probably 2 months ago, maybe 5 months ago or so. The good thing about Island is after you install it, after you use it to get things initiated, you can technically uninstall it. Because again, it doesn't really do anything. It's just the gateway to do things. Like I have multiple instances of
You have a critical package required.
critical
That's
Chrome.
what she said.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna ignore that because I don't even want this browser to be able to work. So like right now I have because I have my Pro Voxer account, I have my free Voxer account. So I have 2 versions of Voxer installed. I have the Hangouts involved. I have a completely separate contacts app. That contacts app has none of my contacts in it. It's empty. So when Facebook scans my contacts, it gets nothing.
Oh, I see how you're playing that. Okay, that's kind of cool.
And it has its own Google Play framework and its own Google Play Store. So there's no history of my apps installed or anything. This is like having 2 logins on your computer kind of thing. Or actually like a dual boot scenario on your computer. The only difference is you can access these at the same time.
Huh.
Yeah. So Island made it easy. I will say that.
I didn't look. I should look for the Island app. We'll throw that in there too. I'll do that now.
Just called Island. Very first one. Island Unreleased is the app name. Oasis Fang.
Oasis Fang. Yeah.
Fang.
Unreleased still.
Yeah.
Oh, we both put it in there. Double it up. Door, do you have or you're not going to consider that your app, are you?
Sure, why not? It works.
Okay. All right. I will bring one. And this one I'm going to say Richard Quirin gave us this app or gave me this app in the Google Plus AAA community. This is called Physics Simulation Building Destruction. Like I said, there's a lot of sim apps this week. And it's by Mountain Rooting. Basically, this is where you can there's like these buildings, stick structures, and you just launch bowling balls at them and knock them down. It's like a totally fun, I just want to destroy something real quick. There's I think 12 different things you can toss bowling balls at to destroy. And you kind of see the physics going on when you hit them. If you hold down on the screen, it like rapid fires bowling balls at them, so it's fun. The very number 12 is bowling pins. Now it starts out in Chinese. You got to kind of read through the Chinese to get to the settings to change the language. But I played it in Chinese for a while until I even realized that you could change it to a different language.
I mean, the real thing I would say is, do you have to change it? I mean, is it unplayable until you change it?
No, I was fine with the Chinese. Yeah. I just wasn't, once I learned what buttons do what, it was totally fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Why change it? It makes it more authentic as far as I'm concerned. Just keep tapping buttons.
Yep.
Yeah, to me, this was a good way to let some frustrations out, is the way I put it.
Do you want me to empty my tank? I only got one more, I think.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Right. I'm going to bring, well, he's the official let us empty the tank guy. And
okay.
We're going to say thank you to him because we know in spirit he would be saying yes. He'd be like, oh, we're over an hour. Let's do this. Okay. The Derby Destruction Simulator. One more Demolition Derby.
This has your name all over.
It's so fun, man. This game is fun. Now, I haven't got very far in it yet. I haven't even leveled up to the second course or a new car. But this just brings me back in the day, man. In fact, I actually just disassembled all of my Demolition Derby trophies because they were taking up too much room next to the fireplace, and I wanted to put a TV there. So I tore them all apart and made a mega trophy, one trophy to basically represent all the times I won at car shows and demolition derbies. And I got spare.
And now for the listeners, he doesn't mean pretend derbies or arcade derbies. He talks about getting in an actual car and hitting other people and getting trophies for it.
Oh, yeah, and spending months ahead of time disassembling the car, taking the windows out, welding here and there.
Oh, this looks like fun.
Putting a gas tank into the back seat where that used to be. There was a lot of work to it. It was a lot of fun. I was blessed. I used to have a car repair shop would give me a car every year.
Oh, that's nice.
So I just had to put their name on the side of it, and I was a driver of it. And I'd go out to hang out at their shop and tear it apart and get it ready.
Well, here's the only thing I don't think is completely right. In the video, these guys keep driving forward.
Oh, is there a video? I didn't even know.
Yeah, there's video. I mean, don't you want to drive backwards and hit people with the back of your car?
Definitely.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was some kind of amateur noob believing some kind of fake thing about destruction. I always thought you want to hit people with the back of your car.
Yeah, if they're using the front of their car, they are the noob. You were absolutely correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you're right. I'm watching the video now, and that's not how you do it. And and there's penalties for hitting the driver's door. You start out with a flag or a stick, and they'll break your stick if you hit somebody right in the driver's door. I never got seriously injured the whole time. I've never really saw anybody. Huh?
Good.
You could.
Well, I'm happy you haven't.
No, I'm done. I don't do it. My friends still do. They still do that, and they've got little races like at the speedway. It's called a tollway race. They have like 200 cars on the racetrack at the same time, and they get a tollway set up, and everybody has to pull up through the tollway, like throw a coin in, and then drive again.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So that's the whole they get all bunched up. They also have. You're familiar with trailer races?
Don't think I am.
It's you take trucks or SUVs on a racetrack, but all the trucks they have to pull a trailer of some type. Sometimes it's a camper, sometimes it's a car trailer, sometimes it's a car trailer with a full hot tub.
That has catastrophe written all over it.
And then it's a figure 8 track.
All righty.
It's a mess, but it's a fun mess to watch, man. And there was one time that this person had this huge fifth wheel trailer, and it jackknifed and it was covering the whole track. Pretty soon, all the cars just start pounding and just driving right through the middle of it. They just decide to blast through it.
Pile on, yeah.
It was crazy. Anyway, that Derby Destruction Simulator by Dragon Smile Company. E for everyone, 10 plus. It's a fun game. If you
Very
like
cool.
cars.
Oh, we've talked long enough. It's installed on my phone already.
Nice. You got any more in your tank door tonight?
Nope. I got too many. We're not even going to go there. What I will say is thank you to CT Tech Guy, Highlander, Black Death, Dragon Mirror, Ekim, Foolish Brantley, Guy in the Tub. Thank you. Ivor. I believe I finally said his name right. JT.
Monster Energy.
Monster Energy. Kinda asking. JT Lively. SCJ. The Last Known God. Yes, his handle is The Last Known God, and he is a awesome human being. Ironically, he's an awesome human being. And Turnover for joining us all in the chat tonight. Technically, they're all in the room. Technically, 90% of them are just quietly in the background.
But the ones who are here are loud, and they keep me laughing through the show. So if I snicker and Dor didn't say something funny, that's usually because I'm reading what they're talking about. And we do have the after show where we kind of hang out for a little while with them, and they will decide our show title with us. They help us.
Well, no, if they do, because the show title has an ounce of imagination and thought put into it. Because if I name the show, it's typically very poorly done.
Correct.
And if you want to join us Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, New York time, on podnutz.com, you can just click on live, go to Android App Addicts, or you can follow us on Twitter, or you can follow us on Google Plus. We announce when that happens. Also, Podnutz in your pocket will notify you if Caleb is awake. He just got married.
Caleb just got married?
We lost another good man, is what I want to say. No, nothing but the best. He's unbelievably happy. I'm so ballistically happy for him. I honestly wish I knew the wedding was going to happen, because I would have loved to tell the wife I'm taking off of work or whatever, driving down, standing up front of the church. So when he comes out and goes into the limo, I'm sitting there, congratulations, waving, because
cool.
It would have made my day, but I also think it would have made his day because he's awesome. So I want to thank Caleb again for that application, Podnutz in your pocket. Great.
Congrats, Caleb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I want to thank everyone for their support. Thank Jesse for the email. Thank everyone else for the emails. Do not forget, you can send us a voicemail very easily, 7076 Podnut. Send us a voicemail. We'll be happy to play it live on the air. The other thing I want to put out there is I want to encourage people. We, as podcast listeners, I'm more a listener than I am a creator. I subscribe to 139 podcasts. I'm actually closer to being one of you people listening than anybody else you listen to. I have no problem saying that out loud. I relate with you. I understand you. And the one thing I want to tell you guys is we need to make sure that we patronize podcasters who support other podcasters. If you know of another podcaster out there that helps other people out, that looks out for the little guy, that helps, other people get their feed set up, or just helps promote other people because they're cool, don't hesitate to give me their information, because I will do everything in my power to support them monetarily or any way that I can to make them even better. The goal of podcasting is to make everybody else a better podcasting. My goal is to not be an elitist. My goal is not to be the number one podcasting network of all time. My goal is not to be stinking rich. My goal is not to defeat other podcasters. Podnutz's goal is to help everybody enjoy the platform, grow the platform, get better at the platform, and give everybody out there everything they could possibly imagine in audio form or video form at their whim. It needs to be easily accessible. It needs to be freely accessible, and we can all help each other get better. And if you people out there know anybody that I can support, that can get better, or that can help me get better, please let me know at aaa@podnutz.com.
Okay, before we send off, I'm gonna read it down our apps. Island by Oasis Fang. We had Derby Destruction Simulator by Dragon Smile Company. We had Haven Keep Watch beta, Master Gear SMS GG emulator, Outings Discover Beautiful Places, Space Flight Simulator, BBTan 2 by 222%, Fluctuate Universal Price Tracker, and I may have missed one or two. Do you know of any other ones, Dor, that I'm not saying? Oh,
BBTan, Fluctuate,
Physics
Outing,
Simulation Building Destruction. I forgot about that one.
Yes. And that should be it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you for the chat room for reminding me to do that. And for the new year, if I have any resolution, it's to thank the listeners, more often for listening to us. I really appreciate it. You guys listening makes me come back to do this, and broadcasting something I was always wanted to do. Never got a chance to do it in radio. I think I actually reach more people this way though. And I just appreciate your feedback and just tuning in and listening to us babble about apps. And we will see you next week on the Android App Addicts podcast. Thanks.
And walk. Okay, do you want to do the beginning thingy?
Yes.
I'm clean up my audio real quick because there's a couple that I see in my audio and it makes my head. Clean them up real quick. Bang.
Okay. Simulations, shopping, and security apps this week on the Android App Addicts podcast. That all right?
Yep. As long or as short as you want it, as long as it's not more than like 30 seconds, I'm fine.
Here comes the show titles.
Hey, Eric, now really quick, I'm going to screen share with you my audio just to show you.
Okay.
I do kind of thing if you're bored and you want to do it.
Do it.
Audacity. First thing I do, Control A, and go up here, fit selection. So you see the entirety of the waveform from beginning to end of the show in one shot, no scrolling needed.
Okay, gotcha.
And then like I see here, there's a jump in the audio, right? I just click. Again, fit selection is the easy way to do it. Bam, there's the high point. Just zoom in, space bar, listen to it. It's literally a lip smack is all it is. Tighten up on it. Effects, amplify. I go -4.4. -4.4 just because it's easy to type. And it reduces it. Control R, repeat.
Nice.
Zoom all back out. This is a little bit of a jump. Might just be excited, it looks like. Box! It's anything box when I'm opening up the box. So I'm just going to reduce that once.
So the 4.4 stays there.
Yeah, well, your effects always Control R repeats the last thing you did. So the last thing I did was the de-amplify -4.4. So now if I want to, I can just keep going in, highlighting something like this. It sounds almost like a snap going on somehow. So I just bang, gone. And that's basically it. And then the goal is to get semi-consistent size, whether it's a bigger size all around or a smaller size all around, just to even out. So there's less dramatic differences. More dramatic differences.
Stop my Audacity while we're talking.
That's okay. The more the less dramatic differences there is when I go through post-processing and say compress and rate limit and EQ, the less you're going to sound like you're doing this kind of thing, and the more it's going to sound consistent from beginning to end.
Okay. I'm hoping by moving my mic that helped tonight.
Oh, I can tell you already, Eric. In the last month, your audio has gotten steadily better. It's one of the things I hate audio changing. I hate audio changing because that means I got to change how I'm doing my post processing. But all of your changes have been, I don't want to say slow because that's almost insulting, have been slowly, consistently, smoothly better over the last like 8 months. A little bit better. A week or two later, a little bit better. A week or two later, a little bit better. The last like 4 or 5 shows that we've done, your audio's been basically spot on. It's been really good.
Well, I was really noticing it listening. So, that's.
Oh, trust me, people have told me that too. But they assume you finally learned how to edit Eric's audio, you idiot. He sounds better.
Do you want me to do the de-escalations of things like that prior to sending it?
It's the kind of thing, it's really whatever you feel comfortable with. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. I have no problem doing it because you saw it literally takes seconds.
Is it more effective doing it before I export it to an OGG file, though?
It's the same whether you do it or I do it. The only thing I'll say is do it if you're very confident in what you're doing it and you don't mind doing it. Otherwise, it literally takes seconds for me to do it. It takes longer for me to double click the file and open it than it does for me to do the actual changes.
Okay. What was the keystroke to show all?
Control A, and then up in Audacity toolbar, it was fit selection. Monster's empty. Damn it.
Under tracks.
Well, after selecting all, after fit selection, you zoom in, or you zoom out, you see everything.
Oh, fit in window. Control F. No.
Fit project, fit selection. I use the magnifying glass toolbar button. There's 4 of them right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Zoom in, zoom out, fit selection, and fit project. I do fit selection.
Okay.
It's just force of habit.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with doing this. No big deal.
Well, the key is don't try to be perfect. Sorry for the pause. Don't try to be perfect, because if you do, you're going to spend way too much time doing this, and it's going to become tedious and something you do not want to do.
Your audio's spot on. Now let's work on your apps.
Oh wow!
Thank you, chat room. Thank you.
Whew. They are hard.
I know, man.
So you still have the list of apps opened? It looks like we have 9 apps possibly.
I just kind of read them off of Google Plus real quick.
Okay. I think it's 9. I just like sanity checking the number. Oh crap! I didn't even locally record the video for Patreons because I'm an idiot.
I don't hear my. I don't hear what I'm playing back.
Open up PAVU control again, and then leave play running in Audacity. Then look at PAVU control playback, and you should see Audacity. And on the right side, you can switch the output. But if you have too small of a section, you won't hear it. It's like too quick, too short.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, and I just do -4.4 in reality. So if it's something I just want to lower, I can just do it. But if there's something I want to get rid of, I just do it. You know what I mean? Because the magic numbers between -16 and -18 So, and it's a multiplier of not a denominator almost of it. Oh, I'm ready for a nap. Crikey, I do not want to go to work tomorrow, Eric. I really don't.
It's Friday, man. That's fine. No big deal.
No, it's going to be worse. Everyone took off today because of a liberal leave, which means they're going to be in tomorrow. I don't want them there.
Tuesday was my tough day this week. Well, going back, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's the worst day.
But then it was also 12-hour one.
Remember the Disney princess gif and the girl sitting there eating her food, and the Disney princess tries to like come down and like make her happy, make her smile, and the little girl is eating her food like.
Oh, some little girl at Disneyland?
Yeah, it's a gif.
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
I kept seeing stuff saying this is what like your first day back to work is.
Well, I'm gonna have to send this to you.
Disney princess gif. None of them look like the right one.
See, I think I could do this, but I'd have to have silent. I couldn't be talking, and you know what I mean.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not seeing this anywhere.
I can't even remember a Disneyland gif.
First day back at work gif.
You even remember Disneyland gifs, brah? All right, let's see what we got for show titles. Got some competition. We got Ivor versus Monster.
Competition's good. Let's see, I'm not seeing it here, so now let me come here. Control C. Does Imager even have a search? It does. Most viral, sort by popularity. I know I saw it on a couple sites. Yeah, beard guy. Having a bunch of frozen beards today.
Frozen beards.
Yeah, people like selfies.
Nice.
With people with like big chunks of ice in their beard. Because
I've resembled that remark a couple times this year.
It's cold.
I'm going to read these to you, Dor, as we go.
Sure.
So we don't have to read them twice. So your typical politician, then. If that's what I think it was, somebody's going to get a spanking.
That's what I think it was. Someone's going to get a spanking.
Okay. Okay. That's that. Okay. They look like a Fisher-Price toy. They had to wait for a tie to come over. I don't remember that one.
Had to wait for a tie to come over.
I don't have much for friends. Another BB Tan intervention. Tears of joy, obviously. Everybody is out for eyeballs. I like that one. I grab my pencil.
Everybody's out for eyeballs. When did we say that?
I don't know. I like it though. Eric falls off the BB Tan wagon. Because we are talkings that suck, I will bring this app from Microsoft. Because we were talking things that suck. I'll bring this app from Microsoft. It's not all bad either. I do like this. Check, please. I have a rose bush. I'm good. Dens of Antiquity.
I believe that's what it's called.
It was confirmed in the chat room while you said it.
Yeah, because I picture Southern Preacher, Den of Antiquity.
Everything you said, I mean, even your definition was right down. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. So his big rocket isn't as big as that. Not that there's a problem with that. That's edgy. That's edgy, man. Let liberals leave.
No, we can't name it that.
White monsters are great.
Wow, that's just on lots of levels there.
Those two together, huh? Do you know the ingredients of a banana? Black tar, man, if you're going to do it.
No, we can't do that. No way.
Thank you, Mark. Door does physics. Definitely door does physics. Shut the gate. I have beer in my bread. I have bread in my beard. Door does physics. That Eric Ty. Making politically correct. Ty Eric Ty. What are you thinking, Door?
It's a couple of them.
Everybody is out for eyeballs. I kind of like that one.
Yeah, but I don't remember that. I mean, I like that just because when I listen, I'll be like, well, and then when it comes up, oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. I always like that too. I have a rose bush. I'm good. Or it's timeless. So his big rocket isn't as big as that. Not that there's a problem with that. And they're all good, man. Do you know the ingredients of a banana? I like that one. Do you know the ingredients of a banana?
Yeah, and technically bananas are radioactive. That's the thing. It's some person at work.
Snowden's hot tub trailer race
was trying to tell me I only eat things that are natural. I said, you know what else is natural? Radioactivity. I'm like, what? I don't eat radioactivity. I said, look it up. All bananas are radioactive.
What do you think of Snowden's hot tub trailer race?
Snowden's hot tub trailer race. I don't know if that's beatable. Oh, jeez.
I'm catching up. I thought I caught up. Did I lose some in here? I think I read them all, didn't I? Just chatting now, Eric, catch up. That's a good one. Sorry. We must have quite a delay on the stream tonight.
Oh yeah. It's always minimum 30 seconds, but the warning message I got as soon as I started told me it could be anywhere up to 2 minutes. Which I think means the wife was streaming on the Roku.
Now, Snowden's hot tub trailer race is coming from Ivertola Khomeini. I'm just throwing the Khomeini in there. It's Ivertola. Yep, that's going to be it. I will send that over to you via Hangouts.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find this damn GIF. I'm so mad I can't find it.
Dude.
That's one thing I hate about both Reddit and Imager is unless I specifically ping or share something out, once I go past something, I can never in my life find it again unless I again randomly come across it. But it's a great little gift because the girl is just so mad. She's like 7 or 8 years old at dinner with her family, and at these dinners, the parents can pay extra to have a person dressed up come through and say hi to the kids and take pictures and let the kids talk to them, whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the parents obviously did that for this little girl, and the little girl was just crazy mad, and the Disney princess is trying to talk to her, trying to be sweet to her, trying to get her attention, get her to smile, and the whole time the girl's just like death stare. Like, I really don't care about you or anything.
I did see one with a little girl with a really mean face, but I don't think that was. It's like some little evil girl or something recently.
See, and I swore for years my only job title should be Senior Internet Research Specialist, but I'm having a really hard time finding this damn thing. There's a key word that I'm clearly missing. So randomly in the next week, you're going to get a ping from me, and you're going to click it, and you're, what the hell is this? You open it up, what the hell is this? And I'll have to say, that's the little girl.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let me bring out Mega Trophy. It almost hits the ceiling. It's pretty big.
Oh my goodness.
It starts here.
And it just keeps going.
Yeah, it just keeps going. But they all got wheels. All of the little fancy things have wheels, tires, or steering wheels on them.
Nice.
And it's got a car at the top.
Ha!
Yeah, it's got two. The bottom one says Twin City Cruisers Car Show 2003. And this one's got a plate that says Pete Monster Demo Derby Bike Barn, Morrison, Illinois, 4th place. And that's got a first place in there and stuff. I don't know. I had too many of them. What do you do? I didn't want to throw them all in the dumpster without having anything to show, but
I don't know. I'll just say I've never had that problem, Eric.
I did not ever have any soccer or softball trophies or anything like that. So
only trophy I got was for being a loser. Oh, and I know this ain't your thing. Sean Johnson turned me on to, I want to say it's called Motivation, then Motivation 2, Motivation 3 on Netflix. They're basically skateboarding documentaries. A little bit of cussing, a little bit of drugs because it's skateboarding.
No, dude. No.
But it's like they were damn good documentaries. And I'm 40 friggin' 5, Eric. Yeah. I would literally give up like something important to me to be able to right now put a skateboard on the ground and do even 1% of what I used to be able to do. Because it was fun.
It
was painful.
Never been able to do much with a skateboard.
Well, the further north you grew up, the less likely you spent time skateboarding. Just because falling and cutting yourself when it's cold hurts bad. That I do remember. Because I was literally skateboarding like 10 months out of the year, 11 months out of the year.
So yeah, maybe we should have a 3D printing trophy for the winner of, or a token or something. I'm still working on my Idiocracy coins. I want to have those done
So
by
you're
February.
learning that
It's not easy. I'm learning that.
nothing is easy and nothing is quick about 3D printer, but the reward is frigging amazing.
Yeah. So I've also got a mega 3D print too, which is 9 different 3D prints, which I then had to weld together with a 3D printing pen.
So, now, did you 3D? Did you try friction welding?
I did friction welding here on my phone. That's how I did
how
that
satisfied were you with that?
Good. Yeah, it's really nice. I did not do the friction welding on the other thing though.
Gotcha. Because it did seem like there was a time and a place for friction welding, and if it was the right place, it would work really good.
If you need it to be smoother, if it's something you're going to touch a lot, you don't want a bumpy weld, friction is the way to go.
Gotcha.
But I did see what I did. I did the regular weld first, just to get some material there, then friction welded on that material.
Right. Yeah, and to be honest, I think that's how some welding is actually done. You first just build up, then
Tack
you
weld it. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know the terms. Me stupid. I'm now just scrolling through Giphy, and I can't find it. I can't believe it.
Do you have Princess typed in?
I did, and nothing was closely. I mean, I went through thousands of them.
You probably got some good stuff though. Actually.
They were more pornographic than what I was looking for. I'll just put it that way. Oh, the browser definitely slowed down now. I've scrolled down so far in Giphy. It's like,
show title: Son Johnson turned me on.
Jeez. That's actually not bad, but he still won't listen to it. Lenovo made an early announcement for CES of their ThinkPads for this year. I don't understand computers, Eric. They announced their newest ThinkPads will support up to 16 gigs of RAM. The ThinkPad I'm on right now hasn't been sold for 7 years. It has 16 gigs of RAM.
Wait, I was reading. Go ahead, say that again. I'm sorry.
ThinkPad announced today their Lenovo announced today their newest ThinkPad line before CES. And all of their ThinkPads have a maximum of 16 gigs of RAM. They had like one or two with a maximum of 8 gigs of RAM, but the highest one was 16 gigs of RAM. The ThinkPad I'm using right now to do all my work on, which is my main rig, hasn't been available to purchase brand new for 7 years. And it has 16 gigs of RAM.
It came with that, or you just added it?
It came with a maximum 16 gigs of RAM.
But yeah, okay.
When I bought it, it only had like 4.
Now, if it comes with the maximum 16 gigs of RAM, does that mean that's the most it could use?
That's the most you can put in the new ThinkPads, which I don't understand.
Why?
I want
I
don't understand. Cheap
Intel processor limitation.
No, it's
chips.
Back in the day, we had Northbridge, Southbridge. Now half of it's baked into the processor and the motherboard. So it's literally every manufacturer basically being cheap, buying lower end boards and processors that don't support higher amounts of RAM. There's no other reason for it except for just cheap.
I haven't, Lenovo kind of made me sour on some of them cheap laptops when they first got bought out by, I don't know if it's Foxconn, whoever owns them now.
Lenovo. It used to be IBM.
Yeah. Oh, was it Lenovo? Wow. Yeah. Lenovo's really, I've changed my thought process then, because
It's been years. At the first 2 years, what they put out was garbage.
It was
It
absolute
was bad.
garbage. Huh. Somehow Lenovo made me change my mind that they're a quality product. That I was thinking, wow. Lenovo bought IBM ThinkPads. Bought IBM's.
IBM
Desktop.
sold off their laptop line to Lenovo, who was the manufacturer of the ThinkPads for years.
Was Lenovo junk before they bought the IBM stuff?
Not junk, but they weren't as big of a name. They were big over in Asia, but not big over here. Over here, no one knew about them, is what I'll say. And the first 2 years they did the ThinkPads, they were garbage. Oh, they were garbage. And then after 2 years, they saw their sales starting to plummet, so they fixed it up. They got better. By their 5th year of doing ThinkPads, they got them back to being really nice but expensive. And now the lowest one, I think, is $9.99. I'm so mad. I cannot find this. I'm seeing more Macaulay Culkin and Kim Kardashian stuff than I ever cared to see.
At least it reminds you of Steve D'Amico.
I saw a picture of Culkin from maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I was shocked at how good he looked.
Yeah, coming back, is he?
I don't know about coming back, but at least straightening up.
Well, you know, that one girl who was caught stealing and all that stuff. She came back pretty good too.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, she was just a mess. She was
And
like everybody.
Edward Scissorhands, I believe.
That's a dude.
No, the girl in the movie.
No, I'm just I don't know people. Yeah, I haven't bought another Lenovo for myself since that one. And I'm not a big HP fan. I don't like I'm not a Dell fan. I've never really found I'd have to say Asus, but they haven't been that great for me either. I don't know.
Here's to me the actual bottom line about all laptops. Every consumer grade laptop is garbage. Plastic crap. Every single one. The business class laptops are the only ones that are any good. Dell Latitudes, HP EliteBooks,
Yeah,
IBM ThinkPads, like they're the only ones that are any good. If you get like a Lenovo IdeaPad, it's not as good.
Yeah, and I've got the HP Envy, which it's metal, but it's not EliteBook, and it works pretty good. Except for the touchscreen just doesn't work anymore. It stopped working. So
well, that's not cool. Shouldn't be expensive to. I don't know. It's a question of if it's baked into the screen or a separate piece of hardware. Because if it's separate hardware, it should probably only be like $20-$30 to fix it.
Yeah, so that's my 3D printing laptop now.
Oh yeah. And I will say, I do like having dedicated environments to do all my 3D printing stuff on, just so I'm sure stuff's not changing without me knowing it, and I know what to expect every time I sit down to it. Have you printed any whistles? Because we have Josh in chat. There's a couple whistles out there that if you print, I'm going to tell you right now, do not blow them in your house. You will freak people out and maybe hurt your own ears. There's a couple whistles on Thingiverse that if you print, they're not big at all, and they're not complex, and they're not hard to print or whatever. But you take those things outside, you give a decent blow, and man, they are loud. Josh loves it. He says, "Man, like Knucklehead Tech, it's like my kids hate them. I love them." He said, like, first time when he printed one, he literally waited till like 5 a.m. the next morning and just The wife was already up and he blew it. He's like, every kid immediately woke up. What the hell? So that put a smile on his face. Okay, I'm done paging down for now. So
does it print a little ball in there that, like the coach's whistle?
No. It does have a thing in the middle, though. I believe the thing in the middle, all it does is actually like move, like a flap almost.
Oh, that's a nice one. I like the looks of that whistle. It's pretty cool.
It came from
Guy in the Tub.
Yeah, that's the good one. That's the one.
Is he leaving the water in then?
In the tub?
Did he just leave you by himself? Because I know Josh got out. He was Monster Energy. He got out of the tub, and that drunk guy's still in there.
I don't know.
He's left cold water.
Maybe it's his alter ego.
No, I'm pretty sure it was two dudes in a tub together. That's what they do, Canada.
Eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The water's getting too cold, eh?
Don't you know?
Take off, you hoser. You don't even know what cold water is. Watch this.
Exactly.
Hold my beer, eh?
I watched Strange Brew like a month ago.
Did you? Oh man, I gotta watch.
Here's the best thing, Eric.
I should have bought that DVD off of Amazon.
How old is that movie? Do you remember about what year that came out?
Oh, I'm gonna say 1980.
Yeah, it's like 78, 79, something like that. The best part is less than 8 minutes, 10 minutes into the movie, a guy goes in, not the two, but another guy goes into a small diatribe of how automation is destroying everything in the beer factory. And I'm like, yeah, been saying this forever.
The Elsinore Brewery. Still remember that.
Yes. But like humans have been saying for hundreds of years, automations are going to take jobs. It's going to destroy everything. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Oh. Twats.
Gee, you're really pretty. If I didn't have puke breath, I'd kiss you.
And honestly, there's only one person in Hollywood I genuinely miss. Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
He was so funny. I loved him. Honestly, I thought his best role still to this day, My Blue Heaven.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh my God, Eric. Steve Martin is an FBI guy. Oh, no. Rick Moranis is an FBI guy. Complete nerd. Just nerd to the nth degree. Steve Martin is a mafia guy in witness protection. And Rick Moranis basically can't do anything right.
I do like Little Shop of Horrors.
Well, that was good. Yeah. That was really good.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. So 2 weeks from now, I won't be here. I'll actually be doing a book study about that Elon Musk book.
Okay.
Yeah, I do that thing. That's how I became.
I seriously want to know what he did, what he directly contributed to the success of PayPal, because I can't find it.
I got the book upstairs. I could tell you exactly what his whole involvement was. The whole first chapter was about PayPal.
Because the impression I got is, in the nicest way possible, he did nothing. He was there. He was by the top in the beginning. And what he did was a lot of pointing of fingers. And the other guy, because there was two guys that got rich off of PayPal, and I believe the other guy was the guy who did basically all the coding.
Elon Musk was a coder, for a big time coder. I got is Audible.
I'm going to find this damn GIF sooner or later. I don't know why when I search for Princess, I see Chris Farley.
The Princess Bride? Was he in that?
Nope. Hello. My name is Indigo Montoya.
I'll be right back.
You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's a book that I almost want to read. But, you know, that involves work of reading. And that hurts my head. I literally told my boss a couple years ago, they said I had to read a vendor proposal. I said, no, I don't. I said, yes, you do. No, I don't actually. If you want me to, I'll get a note from my doctor. Anything past a paragraph and I get a migraine. So I literally took the application, did a text to speech on it, and listened to the damn thing. He was mad. He was so mad. But yeah, and Eric, I still use that app, Say It, on Android. When I see a long article that I actually want to know what it's talking about, I actually text to speech it.
I've never really done any of that.
I have to for some stuff. It's just too long.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this guy real quick. So I make sure it's not a big emergency or anything.
But I search for Princess. I'm pretty sure the last thing I should see is Samuel L. Jackson. Just saying. That's why I hate calling people. Too many people do that.
Whatever, dude.
Eric, I've literally had people leave me a voicemail 5 seconds after the voicemail shows up on my phone. I listen to it. 5 seconds after that, I call them back and they don't answer the phone.
Yeah, I mean, this was been 2 hours, not this time, but earlier it was 7 minutes. 7 minutes after he called.
Doesn't shock me.
He had car troubles. So having a little bit of car troubles. But if you can give me a call back, I just want to talk to you about something right quick. All right.
Okay.
Right quick.
Yeah. Have you tried to turn the key? Oh. Not sure what I can do.
Well, I hope he's not. See, he wanted me to spend some money. I'm like, well, you got to give me an idea of what we're talking about. Because he wants to put in a bakery in the back of the office. But the health department comes in and said, hey, you got to put all new floor tiles back here. I'm like, you know what? That was a back room. It wasn't, whatever you want to do. Because he did replace all the drywall in the ceiling. I'm like, oh, I'll pay for the parts if you want to do the labor. It's just a back room to me. I don't give, I really don't care how it looks.
Right.
But, so I'm like, he goes, well, would you help me out here? I'm like, you got to give me an idea of what we're talking.
Yeah.
I can't say yes or no. Well, I mean, how much am I into already? He's like, oh, about $100. I'm like, we're good now.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I mean, the guy gave me 3 months rent ahead of time and he still hasn't opened yet. And I don't know, he should have just started small and not had to
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
the most, I don't want to say hardest, dangerous, biggest gamble you can ever do is open up anything involving food.
The whole front of it's a party shop. There's pinatas and balloons and all that stuff in the front, but they wanted to bake cupcakes or something in the back. I don't know.
Yeah.
These crazy kids.
Hey, more power to them.
Are we doing a show tomorrow? Guy in the tub asks.
I
Who
have no
pees
idea.
on himself to keep it warm.
Liam asked me earlier, is there any topics there for tomorrow? I wanted to reply, I'm in AAA mode, dude. I can't neglect mind power going into the creation of one podcast for another. So I don't know. And without sounding dumb, if they don't supply topics,
Well, there's got to be enough. You guys, there's got to be enough to talk about just shooting the shit.
well, because you don't want to just hear me. Oh, yeah,
Oh, are we live still? I said the
yeah,
SHIT word.
I know. I printed these things. They're pretty cool, I guess.
That's pretty cool. What'd you make?
They're IKEA lac table stackers. You take the leg off the IKEA table, you slip this on a corner, you put the leg
Screw in there. Oh,
through there, and then you stack the other table leg on top
nice.
so they don't slide around.
So is a lac table something they've always had and always will have? Is it's like a standard IKEA item?
Yeah, and they're super cheap. You can find them on sale sometimes like $5, $5, $6. They're like end tables, and they're the perfect width of rack mountable computers or servers or audio equipment.
Nice.
So they're the perfect width for hacking electronics stuff with it. The legs are actually fairly strong. The flat part of the top is like hollow, cheap, unbelievable nothingness. So you can't put like crazy weight on it, but the legs itself can take some decent.
Maybe we'll go to IKEA while we're down in Orlando. I've still never been to one.
Well, the good thing is they're the same everywhere. The bad thing is it's like a friggin' maze.
That's what I hear. And I can't bring nothing back. I won't have to worry about spending money because I can't bring it back on the plane.
You can buy tiki candles.
I got tiki candles.
They have all kinds of crap there. Or if you want some Swedish meatballs, you can order some of them on the way out and eat them.
Yeah, I'm down for some Swedish meatballs.
Can't eat them. Too much sugar.
Quelima SQ12 Mini 1080p dash camera with DVR. $10.
Yeah. And like even dash cameras for cars, an hour plus trip. I turn on a dash camera on my phone. By the time I get my hour trip, the phone is almost on fire. It's so hot. And this is all my phones, my OnePlus, my Asus Zen phone, my Honor 8, the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, all of them I've ever had. Just turning the camera on for an hour would make it physically hot to the touch.
Refurbished Microsoft Surface 32 gig 11-inch RT tablet, $72.
RT tablet, I don't know if it's worth $72.
Can you? Yeah, I don't know.
No, RT means you cannot install anything on it except
NVIDIA
Windows.
Tegra 3, but could you put
It has a locked bootloader. All you can put on it is Windows RT. And only Windows RT apps will load on it, not Windows x86 apps.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot. I mean, that is the computer I had that I sent back. I bought that brand new for like $650.
And I tell you, if they would have supported it, it would have been a great computer. But it didn't sell enough quick enough, so they just immediately dropped it.
No, I didn't mean to string you along with the deal news, but I get so tired of freaking hearing that other site that I never go to look for deals.
Any podcast advertising a deal site sucks. Okay. This is the other thing. When you hear movies being publicized, that's an indicator the movie sucks and they need to drum up publicity for it. When you see ads over and over and over and over and over again for the movie, that means they're scared they're not going to make their money. Please go see this movie. Some of the best movies I've seen in the last 10 years, There's almost no ads for them before they come out. And the best deal sites I've ever seen in my life, I've never seen an ad for that deal site. And if they can afford ads on shows, that shows you it's being backed by somebody with money with the goal to make money, so they're spending money, and it's not going to be as good of a deal site because they're all the money that they're saving, they're earning, they're putting in their owner's pocket, not back to the people buying stuff. And every single person that tells me, "Oh, have you heard about this deal site? It was on Android Authority, man. It's really good." Send me 5 of the things you think are the best deals, and I go on Twitter, and there's 8 different places advertising the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, they don't do anything special. Nobody offers special deals.
Somebody's using. Oh, it's a Walmart. They're using. So they got a jumper cables set.
Okay.
12-foot long, 10 gauge. The name of the brand name is Just In Case.
Good name.
That's what a friend of mine always used to use for whenever he would go to like a food store and had to sign up to get the deal, the card. He would always put the name Just In Case.
Nice. I always put my phone number down as 867-5309.
My daughter
I thought it was great. I want to say it was Toronto weather forecast, 7-day forecast, 8765309 temperatures. I was like, I don't know if I'm pretty sure that was a troll.
I could only wish it was going to be that warm here. Actually, Sunday it's going to get warm again, so it's nice. We haven't had weather like this in.
Eric, what do you call warm?
Oh, right now I would call 10 degrees warm because it hasn't been anywhere close lately. But it's actually going to get in the 30s Sunday, and that's going to feel like the 90s. Because dude, it's been negative like every day, and it's been years since we had a negative degree day. Global warming, eh?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, I gotta.
Arby's small fry and soft drink free with buffalo tenders.
I like Arby's, man.
Do you? I don't. The thing my favorite thing at Arby's is the lack of any line at the drive-thru. It's my favorite thing there.
Because roast beef, just meat.
No, Arby's is nasty, dude.
The Big Montana.
It's my least favorite place to go.
No, you haven't been to some of these Wendy's around here, man.
Dude, I'll tear up some Wendy's.
Fries. No, you won't. I guarantee you. I take you to this Wendy's by my house. You will never go to that Wendy's again.
See,
it is the worst fast food I've ever had in my life.
There's a trick to Wendy's.
When the employees are incompetent, there is no trick.
I only order the Wendy's Deluxe. It's like $1.20, and there's very little meat on it. It's like eating a garden salad with like hamburger toppings on a bun. It's just it's really a refreshing burger. If you ever had a refreshing burger, right? It sounds like it could never happen. That is a refreshing burger. It's like something like, man, I almost feel good about myself after eating this.
I guarantee you get it here, you'll never get it there again because the tomatoes will be yellow, the lettuce won't be crisp. Everything that comes out of that place is disgusting. The fries are never cooked enough, ever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's bad. It is really bad. Because I've had good Wendy's in the past. This is not one of them. And it's the closest thing to my house.
I've never had good Wendy's chili, though other people swear by it.
I can't get it. If you have any respect for yourself, you can't.
It's just yesterday's hamburger that didn't get cooked.
No, they stopped doing that.
They don't freeze it. You gotta do something with it.
No, they stopped doing that years ago. Like 4 or 5 years ago, it came out, and they admitted yes, but then they stopped it, and it's basically like soup at any other place. Cut open a bag, pour it in, heat it up, you're done.
Oh.
But I still don't get it because it can't be good. Fast food chili, it's an oxymoron. And chili ain't hard to make. It ain't expensive to make. It's cheap. Cheap meat,
Ooh, look,
beans.
refurbished Nintendo Switch console.
What kind of warranty?
Note, no warranty information is provided, but it's covered by Blink's 30-day money-back guarantee.
No, for that much money, I would never do a 30-day. 30 days not enough.
It's $242.54.
$60 you get a new one.
With free shipping.
Yeah, $60 more you get a new one. Yeah, they were estimating 14 million sold in the first 10 months or whatever it's been out. 9 months it's been out. And for this year, 2018, they're estimating shipping 20 million more.
I've yet to see one in the wild. I just want to play it. I want to see what it's like.
Well, worst case scenario, you'll see one in February.
Are you taking it with you?
Yeah, it's for the kids.
Like my dad left, and my favorite game left at the same time. That's not cool, Dor. You gotta give him something to. Nah, you gotta give him.
No. I'm leaving my love and admiration. I'm the one that paid for that damn thing. I should get some fun out of it.
Refurbished Apple MacBook Air i7 Dual. $445.
Smells like crap.
Sounds like cheap.
Okay. Oh, some sort of geek instinct should be going off. Apple and cheap must mean horrible quality.
Yeah, I've never played with a MacBook Air, so maybe they are.
My mother-in-law
only done the Pro.
One wanted, I want to say it was a Christmas thing. And it's thin, yeah. But that's it. It's thin. Congratulations, you made a thin laptop. I don't see your audio yet in the.
Oh, there's a reason for that. I haven't uploaded it yet.
Well, ready? Here's the real reason I first liked Arby's. Is the same reason I first liked Hardee's or Carl's Jr. Curly fries. Yeah,
curly fries used to have a weird effect on me. I would cough them out of my nose back in the day. It doesn't happen no more, but it was weird. I don't know why. it was painful too, and I almost swore myself away from them for a while, but they tasted too good. Let's see.
I know, so I can't eat potatoes, rice, or bread. So when the family goes to Arby's and get fries, I literally go in the bag. I eat one fry because I have to make sure they're not poisoned.
Whoa! What is this new crap? Privacy white paper.
When you're trying to access the iCloud?
Yeah, but it was weird. I must have clicked something different because it was. We're good. We're in. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, they're all going to get more harsh about self-signed certs.
Podcasts. AAA 494. There it is. 494. And the iCloud just keeps chugging away.
No, it just works. Oh man. I don't know. I've eaten so many buffalo wings in the last week, Eric.
Those will hurt me.
Because I accidentally bought another 4-pound thing of wings, and I didn't realize I had another pound already in the fridge ready to be deep fried.
So you fry them unbattered? Just drop them in?
I can't do any batter. I bake them.
Oh, you bake them first?
Okay. Half an hour to 40 minutes. Flip them half an hour to 40 minutes. Take them off. Put them in the fridge. When I'm ready to eat them, I take a couple out. Put them in the deep fryer.
Huh.
I'd rather have overcooked chicken with bones in it than undercooked.
Yeah, I am down.
And to be honest, the more I cook them, the more the meat just falls off the bone. So I don't see any bad effect. And the thing is, the buffalo sauce, you just find the sauce that doesn't kill you, that is tasty, and just do it yourself. I just saved a almond container like this big, rinse it out, put the wings in, following Sean Johnson's suggestion. Put like a quarter, like an eighth a stick of butter in it
In what now? In what?
in a container.
In
I use like an
gotcha.
almond thing. And I put like a eighth a stick of butter, like a tablespoon of butter in it. Put the wings in, mix it up, hot sauce in, mix it up. He swears if you don't put butter in, they're not as good.
Yeah, I can understand. It seems like it makes sense. I never make hot wings at home.
Only reason I do now is no sugars, low carbs.
And if I do wings, I just bake them. I don't do anything else to them.
They're fine like that. What I did a couple times is just bake them and then put Old Bay on them.
Lenovo Star Wars Kaby Lake R 14-inch 4K laptop.
Screw that.
Jeez, it's only $1,300.
Yeah, just because the name Star Wars adds $200 to it. Oh my goodness. Okay, got the audio.
5-pound bag of trolley sour gummy crawlers.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. iView 2-in-1 32 gig Windows 10 tablet, $88. That's got to be a crap.
I think they have good RAM.
2 gigs.
Windows 2 gigs? I don't know about that there.
Atom Bay Trail 1.33.
Atom can work, but I don't think with 2 gigs of RAM.
It'd be good to set up as a, motion sensor security camera recorder.
Yeah.
RCA Voyager 7-inch tablet, $35.
Well,
Walmart. These are all Walmart ad deals.
whenever you hear RCA, I hope you know what to think.
Right.
RCA doesn't exist anymore.
Kind of like Polaroid. Ooh, the Logitech K400 is on sale for $17. Walmart.
The K400. Such a good price too. Always less than 30. If you can get it for under 20, it's good.
Yeah, I've never had one break on me yet.
I know. I beat the crap out of it. And the battery seems, if you even semi-regularly turn it off in between usage, I mean, the battery lasts like a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, see, here's what you got to do. Monster Energy 2469, 190. Guy in tub 2469, 190. Same guy.
Guy in the tub hates text chat.
Oh, because it doesn't convey emotion. Yeah, see, your audio needs almost no cleaning, Eric.
It clean, man.
The only time everybody's audio needs at least a little bit of work is whenever there's laughing. Which is a good sign to me, because laughing is always a little bit louder.
That would imply we would have a sense of humor, which we don't have to worry about that.
My wife has a head cold. I had enough of Dr. Give her antibiotics. my nose literally feels chapped. It feels
Yeah.
like it. If I look at it, it should be all purple and bruised. It's so sensitive.
So did you get a good deal on your flight?
Okay, but then the seat reservation cost money, and then the bags cost money.
Who'd you go through?
Spirit.
Oh, Spirit. Yeah.
The other flights were literally like almost $100 more, $80 more. But in hindsight, if I would have done them, it would have probably been about the same.
So do you pick a window seat?
No, never.
I
Always
always do.
always pick an aisle seat so I can put my one leg out in the aisle and get a little bit more room. And so I'm not slammed up against the wall. You never know when you're going to have a 300-pound guy sitting next to you. It's only a 2.5-hour flight, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, the only bad part about my flight is I got to lay over in Chicago.
How long?
It's not too long. Let me find it.
I'm afraid of layovers shorter than an hour because you know what I mean. But at the same token, I don't want a layover that's like 4 hours. So I'll pay an extra like 50% if it's a direct flight.
Why can't my flights just pop right up here? Your previous destinations. New Google Flights has landed. Okay, why don't I have my flights? It should know when I'm flying. I think I used Google to book it. All right, Orlando. So it's I land in Chicago at 6:19 a.m. and depart at 8:55.
So you could get something to eat.
2.5 hours. Yeah, that's not bad.
That's my logic.
On the way back, it's just under 2 hours.
Yeah, because my logic is like an hour and a half is like optimal, like perfect. My logic is it's always nice to stop and get something to eat. Just something just to munch on.
So it's a 1 hour flight to Chicago and then a 2 hour and 45-minute flight from Chicago to Orlando.
Oh yeah, see that's good. That's good. I like that. Okay. Compression.
Wi-Fi on the plane. I haven't printed off my flight tickets or nothing yet, though. Checking bags for this itinerary. $25 a bag. I think I can get by with carry-on. Are you checking a bag door?
Hell no.
I'll buy all my clothes when I get there. I'll leave my Illinois clothes there. There'll be a Dollar Tree somewhere around there, right?
I guess.
Got him pegged. All right, door. I'm going to hit it.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
I'm
Up
not
the
sure
stream too.
what I'm doing tomorrow. Maybe if I'm free, maybe I'll swing by and drop in on you guys or something.
Okay, well, if they think it's something, we'll do a show.
All right. Talk to you later.
Take it easy, man.
See you later, Josh.
Easy, guys.